Welcome to this edition of SKNIS Week in Review, a program highlighting the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. Here's a look at some of the highlights for the week of February 26 to March 4, 2021. House approves 3 bills to strengthen judicial process. Over 2,000 persons vaccinated to date. India gifted St. Kitts and Nevis with 20,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines. And government focuses on the economic recovery. I am your presenter, Sherima Matthew. Three bills aimed at strengthening the judicial process in St. Kitts and Nevis were approved by the Federal Parliament and successfully passed on Thursday, March 4, 2021. These include the Magistrate Code of Procedure Amendment Bill 2021, which is a bill to amend the Magistrates Code of Procedures Act, Cap 3.17, the Criminal Procedures Amendment Bill 2021, a bill to amend the Criminal Procedure Act, Cap 4.06, and the Jury Amendment Bill 2021, a bill to amend the Jury Act, Cap 3.15. Mover of the bill, Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, the Honorable Vincent Byron Jr., said that the bills are all important.
They're all meant to lay the foundation, the framework for the introduction of criminal procedure rules into the St. Kitts and Nevis jurisdiction of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. They are very important.
According to Attorney General Byron, the Magistrate Code of Procedure Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to confer jurisdiction on the Chief Justice to make criminal procedure rules for the Magistrates Court. The Criminal Procedures Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to confer jurisdiction on the Chief Justice to make procedural rules under the Criminal Procedure Act, Cap 4.06, and the Jury Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to provide for alternate jurors. Also passed was the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Amendment Bill 2021, which is a bill to amend the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Act No. 16 of 2020. Mover of the bill and the Minister of Health et al., the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, explains the amendment.
The whole purpose of this amendment is to make sure that people understand the non-pharmaceutical measures that we have been taking are what have been saving us thus far. And we cannot ease up on those measures because we have begun rolling out the vaccine. We are not yet at a position to ease up on our non-pharmaceutical measures because we do not have enough persons vaccinated.
Minister Byron Nisbet encouraged the general public to get vaccinated so that the country and by extension its people can get back to normalcy. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis was gifted 20,000 doses of the Made in India COVID-19 Covishield Oxford University AstraZeneca vaccines by the Government of India on Monday, March 1, 2021. High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, said that the vaccines will prove very beneficial to St. Kitts and Nevis and, I quote, meet the requirements of vaccinating the frontline workers and those with comorbidities in the Federation, end of quote.
I have to highlight that the gifting of the vaccines to St. Kitts and Nevis honors Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment to use India's vaccine production and delivery capacities for helping all of humanity in fighting the dreaded disease. It also demonstrates India's assistance to our friendly nation of St. Kitts and Nevis, which occupies a very special place in India's foreign policy. It is in times such as these emergency situations that the real friends come out. And I must say that this day really marks a special milestone in our bilateral relationship.
High Commissioner Srinivasa said that India's success in delivering the COVID-19 vaccine within weeks of its approval demonstrated the country's willingness and ability to act as first responders to global crises, especially to countries within the Caribbean community and the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States. As the vaccination of citizens and residents against the novel coronavirus COVID-19 continues across St. Kitts and Nevis, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris said that his government is now shifting its attention to returning the Federation to its strong pre-COVID-19 economic position. Prior to the arrival of the first 2 cases of the virus into the Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis stood as an example of a well-managed small island state. Prime Minister Harris, while speaking on Tuesday's March 2nd edition of Leadership Matters, said that the prolonged impact of the pandemic will continue throughout 2021, affecting countries at varying levels, but noted that there is reason for optimism.
For St. Kitts and Nevis, despite the estimated deep contraction in economic activity in 2021, the economic outlook is forecasted to be modest, with an estimated growth of 5.5% in 2021 and 5% in 2022.
The Honorable Prime Minister indicated that his administration has implemented a fiscal strategy for the medium term 2021 to 2023, where one of the objectives is to facilitate recovery and reignite the economy by adopting a pro-growth approach to the development and execution of the capital budget for 2021 and beyond. Over 2,000 persons have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca Oxford University vaccine against the deadly novel coronavirus COVID-19 since St. Kitts and Nevis implemented its vaccine rollout plan as part of the government's national COVID-19 vaccination rollout and awareness campaign. This was according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws during her remarks at the New York COVID-19 press briefing on March 3rd.
To date, we would have vaccinated 2,085 persons in our federation. In other words, we would have reached 6.3% of our target population just in a matter of 9 days. Yeah, so in 9 days, 6.3% of our target population, a total of 2,085 persons.
In week 1 of the rollout, which commenced on February 22nd, 1,356 persons were vaccinated. On March 3rd alone, 729 persons received their vaccine. Persons can visit Newtown, Bastille, Tabernacle, Sandy Point, Old Road, St. Paul's, and Keon Health Centers in St. Kitts, and the Butlers, Charlestown, Gingerland, Combermere, Brown Hill, and Cotton Ground Health Centers in Nevis at 1 p.m. daily from Monday to Friday to be vaccinated. The Department of Gender Affairs in the Ministry of Social Development moves forward with the development of a St. Kitts and Nevis National Gender Equality Policy and Action Plan, which is a plan that is intended to guide the transformation process towards gender equality and equity for all citizens and residents of the Federation. Sharon Warner, Executive Officer in the Department of Gender Affairs, explains further.
The intended outcome of the UNESCO-funded project is the development of a well-informed, comprehensive, national gender equality policy and action plan as an institutional framework that will assist the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis in facilitating gender equality and empowerment.
The policy is in support of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which seeks to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. The project has entered its second and final phase, which will run until December 2021. Phase 1 was successfully completed in December 2019 and comprised of widespread consultations, public awareness and advocacy activities, which included the collection of qualitative stakeholder data through discussions, focus groups, and roundtable meetings which formed a significant component of the process. St. Kitts Water Services Department is currently engaged in installing new distribution pipes throughout Sandy Point as part and parcel of upgrading the island's water distribution system. Assistant Water Engineer at the Water Services Department, Charles Paris, said that St. Kitts Water Services Department decided to undertake this project in tandem with the Island Main Road Rehabilitation Project because it was the opportune time to engage in the pipeline project as a number of lines were corroded.
It includes the laying of about 10,000 feet of 6-inch ductile iron water distribution lines that would service the entire town of Sandy Point. Thus far, we would have completed the laying of roughly 3,500 feet of pipe that would take the project to about 32% complete.
The project is expected to be completed in April 2021. Thanks for viewing SKNIS Week in Review. I am Sherma Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.